worth $10 billion due to theft Thursday. As a result, the HOR, Special Committee on Oil Theft and Losses, commenced investigations into the illegal lifting of crude oil in Nigeria as the Senate summoned the Nigerian National Interrogation. I don't know why they're calling Dangote Petroleum Refinery
NNPC Limited, our petroleum industry, owns such a facility, because this is what we call conflict of interest. In governance, you cannot own a business, conceive it to be, Dangote is quarreling with NNPC Limited, and because things are involved, conflict of interest, corruption.
On now to oil theft. To the house, 7,000 barrels of crude oil daily, worth about $10 billion due to commenced investigations into the illegal lifting of crude oil in the country. Now, to fight crude oil theft, we had hired some polo to fight crude oil in Nigeria. I don't know what your take is on that, first of all, but this issue of crude oil theft, how come we are still fighting it? This is how many years into the oil business and we are still fighting crude oil theft in the country?
I don't really think we are fighting crude oil theft in Nigeria. I think we are just doing drama for the benefit of Nigerians who don't understand how Nigeria works. And that is why there was so much noise and so much destruction and distraction. That is why they isolated a few scapegoats who didn't probably play by their rules, and they went so violent that they had to shoot rockets at ships to damage them or destroy them, as they told us, without due process. So they made a lot of noise to give us the impression that they were fighting crude oil theft. But we've seen that after the noise, our production increased a little, just a little, and then it went back down to where it was. And the truth is that it's a shame that we had to contract a company, local company, the flow of governance. But there are measuring systems that can tell you per time how much crude oil that Nigeria is bringing out from the oil wells, that what is flowing to where. So when you tap a pipeline, when you tap it, first of all, surveillance systems can tell you that somebody is tampering with this pipeline. But secondly, measuring systems, metering what's left when we pump out the crude. And this is what we are delivering. So we are delivering XYZ barrels short of what we pumped, which means that somebody took it out. But apart from waiting to know what happened at the point of maybe it's lucrative to share this money. And it's sad. It's sad because I know that Mr. President can stop this madness if he wants to. I know that there are so many things. The question you should now ask Dixon is, what did he do as a major politician who led the state to stop some of these things? He may not be able to stop the entire incident of his sons and daughters getting involved in drugs, getting involved in cultism and all of that. This is something he should have told us and tried to stop when he was governor. They have left office. I hope that those who are in places of influence now should begin to solve the problem so that they won't come back later to tell us why the problem still exists.
All right. Looking at Tom Polo now, I just want to check, what do you think is his success rate so far? How would you rate him in terms of fighting this issue of oil theft? I know that when he was first contracted, they uncovered a large-scale, sophisticated oil theft machinery going on in deep swamps at Yokri, close to the Forcados terminal there. So I know that he uncovered very, very huge high power technology that experts are using to steal crude oil from pipelines that belong to the NNPCL and their partners and convey it underwater pipelines to a platform in the sea and all that. So we've seen some of these illegal operations going on, but how far has it gone in reducing the level of oil theft in the country?
First of all, I don't want to believe those things the way Mungo Park discovered River Niger. But somebody came and announced River Niger to the world. But the fact that Mogo Park announced Vanaja doesn't mean he discovered it. We were taking our bath there before he came. I believe sincerely that a lot of people knew about that particular complex pipeline for export of illegal crude because people let these things. Tompolo is being paid a fortune, so he has to justify the fortune he's being paid. And sometimes he has to just give us some information to stop oil theft. That's number one. Number two is that if you want to discuss success rate, I don't want to be subjective. If you want to discuss success rate, you look at our present production of crude. Some people say 1.1 million barrels per day. Some people say 1.5. It's a far cry from that we have been given. And so that announces the result of the success of stopping oil theft. The result is simply that the scheme has failed. Because if we can still, we are still struggling with meeting our OPEC quota, then it means that we are wasting our money. I don't really see why we should throw in good money. There was no chain of command. There was no clear delineation of roles and responsibilities. This person said, don't arrest chiefs. Your job is not to do this. This person, no, you should have in public space. So I think we are just embarrassing the country unnecessarily. When the politicians who are benefiting from this illegal crude oil theft decide to solve the problem, they will solve it. I don't think that any metering systems with the figures are saying that we are still underproducing after so much time, after all the noise about the all over the place that you can use to monitor pipelines real time. There are pumping systems on my life. I may be in Nigeria, but I don't allow Nigeria to run my life. And I hope that you're also listening to the voice of the people who are listening. You know, sometimes people make phone calls, they phone into stations, they make suggestions. First of all, listen to your own voice. For every good suggestion you make, find a way to implement it. So listen to your own voice when you make good suggestions. And most importantly, listen to other good suggestions. So that collectively, when we begin to listen to the voice of the people, we'll get to that point where we'll not allow people, politicians especially, to manipulate us and divide us and continue to exploit us. You have a great weekend, Jason.
Thank you so much. All right. We'll be reaching out to Nonso Arinzechi in just a moment, the sports bishop. Yesterday, Brazil maintained dominance over Nigeria and they won that match. It was an opening group game at 2024 Paris Olympics and it was a sad one for Nigeria, the Super Falcons as well. We lost that match and I was not excited about it. But hey, the match was quite interesting. Nigerians did a bit of a good one there. They had some chances. Captain Rasheedat Ajibade created, but she didn't get the needed support up front at that point. So it's the second time Brazil women will defeat the Super Falcons for the Olympic Games. In 2008, they also beat Nigeria 3-1. Nonso Arinzechi, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me. You just took that out of my mouth. It looks like, you asked me a question yesterday whether the Super Falcons were going to be victorious against the Brazilian counterparts. And I said I was neither here nor there. And you also why, I think the girls played very well yesterday. They fought so hard, created lots of chances. They fought their lines, missed all the opportunities. And just one chance by the creative matter. One chance by the creative matter was enough for the team to get the win. So far, so good. Nigeria started the Olympic campaign with a 1-0 loss. Goal scored by Goodness Nunes in the 37 minutes to ensure that they do not win that encounter. So that's what it is. Talking about the women football. Still talking about what went down yesterday in the women football. United States as well spanked our African counterpart by 3-0 in that encounter with Swasin Mallory scoring a brace, and of course Trinity Rodman, her debut Olympic, scoring the opener to give them a 3-0 victory in that encounter. Germany trounced Australia by 3-0. France In short, they started their Olympic on a high note, winning Colombia by 3-2, despite Colombia fighting back from 3-0 down to make that 1-3. In our group, I'll now jump to our group where I can confirm to you that Spain beat Japan by 2-1, coming from a goal down to get a 2-1 victory in that encounter. And of course, Canada fought back from a 1-0 down to beat New Zealand by 2-2. What does this mean? The Falcons now have a must-win game against Spain 3 days from now. They must beat Spain to keep their Olympic hope alive, or else they could be forced against another group stage exit from the Olympics. So it is what it is. I'm still talking Olympics. We hear that the model will not play in the singles of the Olympic tennis competition. He has confirmed that he will only play in the doubles. Don't forget, earlier this week, he announced that he will retiring after the Olympic Games, and so we're playing the doubles alongside the certain Dan Evans. That's the Dan Evans, and that's his pair when they face on Daniel Taro of Japan and Kim Shikori in the first round on Sunday. And of course, Ashley Kerber, talking about Angelique Kerber, also retiring after the Olympic Games. She's 36 years old. Don't forget, earlier this year she returned back to tennis after she finished her maternity leave. She was back to tennis, but unfortunately, she said she's calling it quits from the game. One man is not happy with the way his teammates won the Formula One championship here this weekend. Talking about London Norris, he said he's proud of his teammate. Talking about, but he's so sad that the guys first race championship will be mad by nothing else than it was Piastri who got the nod from the engineers and the team, and Norris is not happy that the Belgian Grand Prix ended in that way. We hear, I can confirm to you that only Madueke, a player from Chelsea as well, has come out clear to tell he will replace Patrick Vieira, who left by mutual consent on July the 18th. We hear also that West Ham are set to sign Bayern defender, talking about Nasser Mousraoui, for a fee of 16 million euros, with 3.5 million euros in add-ons. We hear that he will be joining up with West Ham if that deal goes through. Don't forget, he was born in Netherlands, but he was a youngster at Ajax Amsterdam. And for Bournemouth, we also hear that they've agreed a deal of £12.6 million for 20 million pounds for 20 defender, which is the guy is 19 years of age and is poised to become the Premier League sixth summer signing after Louis Sinistra and NX, a Premier League sixth summer signing after Louis Sinistra and NX Alex Paulson, Daniel Judison, and Kobe Moto. Talking about the guy moving from Juventus to Portsmouth. I would leave that a bit now and then run down to what's happening in Nigeria, in our sport here in Nigeria. We need to let you know that the CAF in our sport here in Nigeria. We need to let you know that the CAF Champions League game between El Kanemi Warriors and JJFC will now be played in Benin Republic. Earlier, CAF didn't give an approval to their stadium in Benin Republic, but they agreed that that game now will be played at the Matthew Keroku Friendship Stadium in Benin Republic. So, sorry, El Kanemi Warriors will be traveling to Benin Republic and not a neutral ground to face JJFC. Though the coach of El Kanemi Warriors, about Zubairu Aliyu, has come out clear to say that his Kanemi Warriors, about Zubairu Aliyu, has come out clear to say that his team up for the challenge, that they are preparing rigorously for that campaign, whether they play it on a neutral ground or not, they will be coming back to winning ways. He said that in a statement earlier today. Katsina United have resumed their training for the new season. They began their training yesterday, we hear, as the commence preparation for the NPFL season that will start on the 31st of August. Now, let me run quickly. Abazim has joined up with the team from the MLS. Talking about Cincinnati FC. He has signed with the team from Boa Vista in the Dutch League. We hear the Portuguese League, I beg your pardon. He made 27 appearances for them, but he will be playing in the MLS. Adam Chukwueze is on his way. Eagles will be playing against Mauritania at the Murtala Mohammed Square in Kaduna. That game is for 4 p.m. Remember that the boys defeated Mauritania away at North Trust Mauritania by 5-4 with Victor Tali, the captain, scoring a brace in that encounter. They were hoping to get the required victory that will not only give them a victory on the night, but put them a place in the Beach Soccer Africa Cup of Nations. They've not been there in the past 4 years. And I tell you, it looks like everything is set in Kaduna to in the
day. I don't know how it will go because we're playing Spain. Hopefully
yeah.
it's going to be good, but I don't know because Spain they're holding the title at the moment. I don't know the Women World Cup holders rather, and they were really brilliant at the World Cup. I don't know how this is going to look for Super Falcons, but hopefully they do well.
Now, let me shock you a bit. We are playing not only the world champions, we are playing the champions of the UEFA Nations League. This team has been on the up and up. They got the best player in the world for the past 2 years in Alexia Putellas and Gomati, who was also on target for them in the Olympics. Wow. When I saw the group, I was quite skeptical. My take on that group. And right now, it's a must win. The easiest on paper would have been Brazil, but they can't get past Brazil. A lady, Malta, who was 38 years of age, bought the midfield. These are 6th Olympic Games. And I just am not happy that Nigeria did not win. Not that they didn't play, but the fact that they allowed a 38-year-old bought the midfield in that encounter was the issue. But it is what it is. We hope and pray. We'll pray that